How long will you judge unjustly? How long will you judge unjustly? That's the question that today's lesson is asking. My name is Dwain. I want to welcome you again to another study of God's Word. This week we're studying our lesson titled, I Will Arise. I Will Arise. Today, how long will you judge unjustly? Have you looked around? Have you looked at the quality of leadership that we have in our world today? The quality in other nations, maybe your nation or wherever there's someone ruling or in power. I don't know about you, but when I look, I see very flawed human beings attempting to administer justice, but often perverting that justice, perverting the well-being of those under their care simply to get ahead or to aggregate power or to somehow make themselves more than others. Psalm 82 is our study for today. And you don't want to miss this psalm. If you want to read the newspaper in the Bible, if you want to read how leaders operated back in the Bible times, but it's very much like they're operating today, Psalm 82. Psalm 82 is your psalm. This psalm says that there's some that God had put over his people. God had anointed leaders. And whenever you see leaders, wherever they are in the world, many times they are there because God has allowed them to be there. God doesn't mind leadership. In fact, he works in partnership with anointed leadership, but sometimes that leadership gets the big head and that leadership perverts justice, and that leadership does not want to leave the scene when it's time for them to leave the scene. They want to stay longer than they're supposed to stay. They get power hungry and intoxicated with all of the trappings of leadership and all of the money and fame and power. And they do things sometimes that really, really hurt people. God says to his leaders, you are not even gods. You're not gods over the people. In fact, you are only as good as you are obedient to what my word says, to what my law says. And when God's leaders apostatize, he would remove them. Today, we study this concept of leaders and those in authority who pervert justice and who do not do right. God is saying, judge righteously, do justly, take care of the people. In fact, leaders really only have a couple of things they need to do. They need to help the nation be at peace, and they need to care for the disadvantaged. But oftentimes we do not see that. Today we see the standard that God establishes for those in power. And boy, is it a wonderful standard. May God bless you as you study today.